how I started making watercolor paints for about $25, and I did the math, and if you get everything that you should use brand new, it'll be about $250. Generally, you will need a grinding plate, a paint molar, a palette knife, oftentimes a mortar and pestle, pigments, gum arabic, which is the binding agent, honey, and clove or thyme oil. You'll need a mask if you are grinding your own pigment, and some paint pans. So what did I do? My grinding plate is a glass serving platter that I got at a thrift store, and my molar is a glass cup. I already had a palette knife because I'm an artist. My pigments are free. I gather rocks and I crush them into powder. For that, I use this mortar and pestle. I already had this, but I got this from TJ Maxx for less than $10 for paint pans. I got an 8-pan Crayola watercolor palette and knocked out the paints and used the empty wells. In part 2, I'll show you how I use this stuff. To make gum arabic, you're going to need honey, hot water, gum arabic powder, and clove or thyme oil. So most recipes vary, but I use 2-to-1 gum arabic to hot water, and you just mix it up and you add some honey. I usually use a quarter of the whole amount of the honey, and then I use 2 to 3 drops of clove oil. That is the preservative of the gum arabic and of the watercolor. When it's just made, it may be that cloudy color, but when it settles, it'll be about the color of that honey. So this is part 3 where I'm going to show you guys how to make the paint. So I'm going to grab my pigment and my gum arabic. What you're going to want to do is 1-to-1 pigment to gum arabic, and then I'm going to mold that for a while, and then I'm going to add another part of gum arabic, mold that again, and I'll add more gum arabic as I go if it seems like I need it. Usually I like when it runs off the end of my palette knife or falls pretty easily. So it doesn't need to be like liquid, but it should not be like a paste. And in the last video, I showed my flat bottomed cup, but I recently bought an actual molar, so I'm going to use that. But we're going to incorporate the gum arabic and the pigment. You're just going to do circular movements, figure eights, you know, whatever, and you're going to mold it for sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes 40 minutes. You're going to swatch it every once in a while. You'll be able to hear the difference. This is the beginning. This is the end, okay? Soundless.